You know, I love the revelation that Sarah gets from God. You say, well, you're prejudiced. I don't think so. You know, she just gets good things, and I always enjoy them. And it's not just because I'm her mother, it's because of the revelation itself. And she's always wanted that. She's always wanted to be sure she heard from God and wanted to be real sincere in her, what can I say, in her exchange with God and what he had to say to her and what she told others. And I appreciate that. That is so good. And she has a book called Hey God, Can We Talk? And, you know, I think all of us, we want to talk to God, but we also want to hear from God. How do we do that? How do we have these kind of encounters? And she shares very openly her encounters from God. I think all of us, I want a closer relationship. I never feel like I'm as close as I'd like to be. And I love anything, any book, any revelation that people give me that helps me center in on him and listen to him. I like to listen to him in the morning. I want that to be the first voice that I hear. So I always say, good morning, Father. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Holy Spirit. And then I tune in and I listen and I spend some time listening. Why? Because the first voice I want to hear is his voice. And I want him to talk with me. And I like her book because she talks about real life circumstances. And I think all of us, we want it to be real. We don't want it to be phony. We don't want to be just religious, do we? We want it to be real. And I know the book will help you to have a real relationship with God. And she talks about being intimate, and it gets access. I want access to God. Can we talk? Can we be closer than we are? Oh, what about forgiveness? What about gratitude? You know, I'm trying to keep up to date with gratitude because how can you ever thank him enough? And then she puts some questions in here for reflection, like similar to Adam and Eve, are you afraid of God? And then she says, where are the places in your life that you might be hiding from God? And similar to Cain being disappointed and, you know, that his offering was not accepted, do we think of our offering that is accepted? Jesus makes us accepting. Are you willing to let God help you grow? That's a big deal. So when I say in the morning, okay, how can I grow today? And, you know, being a pastor's wife and working with people, sometimes you just get tired of people. You just think, if you want to be ugly, just be ugly. And we need something that helps us not be ugly back to people who are ugly to us. So I like the things that she deals with that I believe are what we all deal with. And how can we reflect on the things that he gives us? And starting a dialogue with God, she has a whole chapter on that. How do you get hooked in here to listen? And then when she has questions at the end of each chapter, that really, really helps you to see, am I really getting hooked up? And are my plans changing if God is talking to me about change? What about attitudes? You know, some people just can drive you bananas. And this book helps me. My emotions sometimes are raw. And she has a whole chapter on when you have raw emotions. Wow. And she talks about real words and real time and those things. It's a book that is real. And you will love that, because don't we all want to be real with God? I don't want to be phony baloney. And I don't believe you do either. And so this is a book that we really get into his love, his acceptance, and how we start a conversation with him. And, can this conversation change me forever? Can a conversation with God transform you? I have found they can. Oh, I have found they can. So, I started early in my life, and I have continued, and my goodness, into the 80s, and we're still talking. I'm still listening. I'm still learning. Do you ever stop? How could you stop learning about God? This is a book, Hey God, Can We Talk?, that keeps you learning. And I know you're going to enjoy it no end. And I don't know how you are, but I think books are missionaries. So get 2 or 3 of them and pass them on. What is a better thing to give people for a gift? Candy makes them fat. A lot of things we give people, they're not really good for them. But give them a book. So get 4 or 5 books and pass them on. I say books are missionaries. They work while you sleep. So you be a good missionary. Pass this book on. Hey, God, can we talk?